Welcome to today's episode of the FAAA Fireside Chat, where we aim to demonstrate the versatility of financial planning and the different career options available within the profession. My name's Jessy, and joining me today is Greg Lee from Australia's second largest super fund, Australian Retirement Trust. Hi, Greg. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi, Jessy. Good to be here.
Greg, can you tell our listeners what your role is at Australian Retirement Trust and how your job fits within the financial advice profession?
Yeah, absolutely. My current role is the Business Development Manager for Australian Retirement Trust, predominantly in New South Wales. Essentially, it's to build relationships and network across the financial planning practices and advisors. We obviously provide meaningful superannuation product solutions, but usually my team and I would be looking to identify new practices and also maintaining those existing relationships as well.
Excellent. Now, my next question is, as a BDM, just on a day-to-day level, what does a typical day look like for you?
Yeah, look, the beauty of my role is no 2 days ever look the same. Whilst on Mondays we do have a short team meeting to go through the plan for the week. On Fridays we usually have a debrief session to sort of discuss our wins and challenges. The rest of the week is actually absolutely unique every single day. A typical day usually involves 3 to 4 face-to-face meetings with advisors, licensees or network partners. In between those meetings, I usually try and punch out some proactive calls and respond back to emails and calls during my travel from meeting to another. Often I'll also participate in industry events like the FAAA or licensee PD days as well, to obviously continue growing and developing that network, building out relationships with advisors and network partners as well. So that's what a sort of typical day-to-day looks like for a BDM like myself.
That sounds great, varied and interesting.
Absolutely.
Now, I know you've had a number of different roles in financial services before you became a BDM. Can you tell us what you studied at university and how has your career in financial services evolved over the years?
Definitely. I studied commerce at UNSW and started my career as most commerce graduates do in the world of banking as a humble teller. Later changing my roles to MLC, and that was my first real touch point with financial planning and advisors. I think that's what really drove me and sort of piqued my interest in that particular field. So after about 6 months or so in the role, I looked into what was required to become a financial planner or financial advisor, thus completing my advanced diploma of financial planning, pretty much kickstarting my career into the world of advice. I was then an advisor for about 2 years before being offered a role by one of my mentors in the industry as a business engagement manager for MLC, which then I sort of continued the BDM path to AMP and then finally Australian Retirement Trust, where I've been the New South Wales BDM for over 2 years.
Excellent. Now, having worked in these different roles, in your opinion, what are some of the skills you need to be successful as a BDM?
Great question, Jessy. Look, I think as a BDM, you need a diverse range of skills, but I would probably say the top 3 would be relationship and networking, communication, and definitely business intelligence. So obviously, relationship and networking are imperative to being a great BDM. You build out your professional work network over years and decades, and the industry is very tight-knit and small. By getting to know your network and being genuinely engaged in their clients' values and the advisor values, it's a good way to develop that professional relationship with the advisor and the other key stakeholders in that business. I truly do believe by being open and genuine with what you can and can't deliver really sets the foundations from the start. The other component would obviously be communication. Communication is also vital to getting your message across from different stakeholders. Effective BDMs must be able to sort of present assertively and be confident in their product and service proposition as well. But lastly, as I sort of mentioned, business intelligence is also an area of importance. No one person can ever know absolutely everything, but you do have to have a certain level of confidence about knowing your product and services. You also know where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, especially how they compare to your competitors. And it's always imperative to be up to date with key industry changes, legislative changes, market updates. I think you'll earn a lot of trust and respect from your advisors and your network by having these three key skill sets. And look, there are other important skill sets like negotiation and persuasion, but those three are probably the key fundamental ones.
That's excellent. Now, the last question that I have for you today is, where do you see the future of the financial advice profession in the next 5 to 10 years?
Great question. Look, I'm really, really excited and passionate about the future of financial advice profession. My experience in the industry has been I've seen some of the most phenomenal outcomes for clients, whether it be getting the right claims for clients or putting members into better financial positions. The professional standard of advisors have definitely lifted, and I've seen the demand for members and clients seeking advice increase dramatically over the last 24, 36 months. I expect that demand to continue well and truly into the next 5 to 10 years. In saying that, though, I do believe the main challenge in the industry is attracting, I guess, new entrants into the profession. And you and I spoke about this before, but how do we as an industry and as a profession continue promoting the good work that advisors do, but also helping develop and mentor the younger generation of advisors into the industry? On a more broader superannuation front, my personal view is that super funds will continue to merge and build up size and scale, because I think you definitely need that to compete on global markets. Further broader than that, I think there'll be further collaboration between different industry providers, including licensees. You've got product providers, regulators, and of course, financial industry associations like the FAAA. At the end of the day, we're trying to achieve the same outcome, which is putting Australians in a better position. I truly believe advisors play more than just the role of making money for their clients. 99% of the time, the advisors are entrusted professionals for their clients, a respected expert in their field, but also more than that, a personal friend to their clients. Notwithstanding the challenges, the financial advice industry has a very, very bright future.
That's excellent. Now, that is all we have time for today. Thank you once again for joining me on the FAAA Fireside Chat and providing some very useful insights into the life of a BDM. Thank you, Greg.
My pleasure, Jessy. Thank you.